every once in a while, I find a tool that has care and thought put into it. When I find something like that, I just can't ignore it, and I have to show it to people. This is the Snecx Mono. It's a utility knife along the lines of the Rexford Rut / Chavez Chubb world. However, I think this is the best utility knife holder on the market, and I plan on showing each and every aspect of this tool and explaining why I think it is the best tool on the market. We're going to look at the pricing, the performance, and the availability of this tool, and then we're going to wax a little philosophically at the end of the video. So let's talk about the maker. His name is Tan, and he's a Malaysian knife designer who is only concerned with making the best tools possible. Regardless of how much time it takes to design them, how much time it takes to make them, he doesn't care. He wants to make the best, and I find that really admirable. I think it's great. This tool was made in response to the fact that Mr. Tan couldn't find anything on the market that fit his needs, which he wanted a lightweight utility blade holder that locked well, and this is what he made to satisfy his needs. Now, this is an excellent time to pivot to the performance of the Mono, and I'm going to compare it to the Gerber EAB, because this is what I used to carry, but I do not anymore, because the Mono is just better. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to weigh these two tools, which let me get my scale out here, which this is a jewelry scale. It comes in a lot of boxes. That's what it pulls down to. So we're going to put that in frame, turn it on. Come on. I think that now it's on grams. Whatever. Either way, we can show that this one is 62, I believe it's grams, and that's with the blade. And then this one is 23, and that's with the blade, and I believe it's in grams. It might be in DWT, which I don't know what that is, but I don't really care, because the point is that it's half the weight of the Gerber EAB. Now, there's a couple reasons for that. Number one, the Gerber EAB is stainless steel, and the Snecx Mono is in titanium. The Gerber EAB does have a pocket clip, which is nice, but you can just add this suspension clip or any similar device to the Snecx Mono, and you can put in your pocket. Or this fits really well in the tiny pocket on your jeans. You know what I'm talking about, the lighter pocket. I don't know what it's actually called. And it fits there. This, unlike the EAB, this you have to remove a screw to replace the blade on this one. Oh wow, look, the blade's out, and look, another one's in, and it locks. Well, it is locked at the moment right now as we speak, and it can lock in 2 positions. If you have another type of blade like a Snecx, you can lock it in 4 positions. Now, there is one issue that I've come to on this tool, and that's that if you press down from the top and then you pull back, okay, 1 second, I have to fiddle with it. Okay, so it will then push up to here instead of going into its nice little crevice, but it's hard to get the blade to cut anything right now, so it's not a serious issue. And then when you push back down on it, it automatically unlocks. So it's not a big issue because you kind of have to almost force it, because you have to push down from here and then lift up and then push from the top. And it's not like a natural movement. Like a natural movement is you just press down, pull back, and it's in. Press up, push up, and it's out. So I don't really think it's an issue, but I don't think it's a major issue. But it is something that I found, and I didn't want to say, haven't found anything, and know that there was a slight. It's a non-issue, let's be honest here. But it was something that I found. So let's go through some of the details, just like how in-depth Mr. Tan is with his work. So you'll see right here, there's like a secondary line, and that is because he wanted to add ridges for wear marks so that when the blade slides in and out on the titanium, it's not going to mar the titanium, it's only going to mar these slight ridges, which I think is absolutely ingenious. I think it's a great idea, and I think it just shows the care and attention to detail he put into this tool. He hand satins the bevels on the top, and he also put a lanyard hole here. Every single area within this tool is easily accessible for cleaning, which I think it just makes it the best tool on the market. It locks easily, which I haven't found any tools that are this light and that are this compact have this, you know, reliable of a lock. So this it's pretty robust so far as the lock goes, and the lock also keeps the blade from shaking out, and the tension bar here is what provides tension to keep the lock together. So you have a very sturdy little setup here. I really like it, and it's very well thought out. So now we're going to move on to availability. The only place you can get one of these from is Snecx on Instagram, and the books are closed, so good luck. They're probably going to be sold at a premium if you want to find one. However, he will be reopening his books at a later date, which is, you know, really good in my opinion. That way people who want them can get them. And most likely, I would guess he's going to find someone who does production stuff to make a run of these. It also comes with this really nice little fold-out infogram about, you know, multiple locking positions. It's just really, I like how it's it's that extra step that you don't need to do, but, you know, he did. I appreciate that. So if you want one and you're not on his books, you're probably going to have to wait a while or pay a premium, a major premium. So the price is $249 plus shipping, which is very expensive in the world of plastic utility blade holders, but it's not at the head of the pack in the specialty Rexford Rut / Chavez Chubb world. So I don't hold the price against the Mono because I find it to be the best utility blade on the market, and I think Tan's attention to detail is absolutely incredible, from the beautiful lettering to the, you know, wear reducing ridges here, to the hand satin on the bevels, and just the amount of care and thought that was put into this tool. In summary, I think this is a really good tool. If you have the money and can find one, go for it. Otherwise, wait till he finds someone to make a production version of this. That will conclude my review / comparison of this tool. Now it's time for a little bit of philosophy. If you've made it this far and you don't want to stick around, no hard feelings. Go ahead. One of the things that struck me as special about Mr. Snecx was how he was devoted to making the best quality tools regardless of how much time it took to design or build them. He has this single focus on perfection, and it's just very admirable. Each and every one of his designs goes through iteration after iteration. He makes things simpler and more efficient, reducing the parts as much as possible to make the user experience as good as possible. He works tirelessly to make an item as simple and elegant as possible. One reviewer compared one of Tan's knives to a Bugatti Veyron, and I think that was a terrible comparison. Mr. Tan is not looking to make a super complex tool that has insane maintenance costs. He strives to make the most dependable tool the best knife. He reminds me of this character in The Fountainhead whose name is Howard Rourke, and I'm going to read a quote from him to close this video out. "Here are my rules. What can be done with one substance must never be done with another. No two materials are alike. No two sites on Earth are alike. No two buildings have the same purpose. The purpose, the site, the material determine the shape. Nothing can be reasonable or beautiful unless it's made by one central idea, and the idea sets every detail. A building is alive, like a man. Its integrity is to follow its own truth, its one simple theme, and to serve its own single purpose. A man doesn't borrow pieces of his body. A building doesn't borrow hunks of its soul. Its maker gives it the soul and every wall, window, and stairway to express it." Ayn Rand, The Fountainhead. I feel like Snecx, throughout his designs, that he gives each facet, each, you know, milling line, each, you know, torsion spring. They're the parts of the body of a whole that he wants to make these tools that are almost alive, and they're functional, and they're elegant, and they're beautiful, and they're very well designed, and they're the best that you can find. I think that's an amazing aspiration for Mr. Tan to have, and I hope he continues to design, because I think right now on the market he makes the best knives and tools that you can find.